All right, guys, let's talk really quick about what a lid organizer is, and I'll show you how we're going to replace the one that's in my daughter's box. Basically, a lid organizer is exactly that. It's an organizer that mounts in your lid or the lid of your Pelican case, and it allows you to stow your equipment in a more organized function. It allows you to get to it very quickly if you need to, and you don't have a bunch of loose items down here. Usually in the bottom, I have my fins, I have my wetsuit, my BCD, and my reg, and that's pretty much all I've got down here. Most of my accessories pretty much go up here. What's up, guys? It's Bryan again from Lake Hickory Scuba and Marina. If you're new to our channel, do me a huge favor, hit this little subscribe button right here and ding that little bell as well. That way you guys are going to be notified every time we upload new content. Now, in 3 days time, I am flying down to Utility for a couple weeks, and I'm going to be going down there to take some classes. I'm also going down there to help teach some classes as well, and I've got to take a lot of gear with me. Now, you guys know every time we go out of the country, a lot of times I will show you packing videos where I show you how I pack my boxes and things like that. Well, that video is going to come after this one. In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about these lid organizers that we put in our Pelican box. So you can see this one's mine here. I've already got it loaded up with a lot of stuff, and then this lid organizer here is for my daughter. So this is my daughter's box here. Now, unfortunately, because I have to take so much gear with me on this trip, now she's not going, she's back in school now, but since she's not going, I'm going to be taking her box as well. So I'll be flying with 2 different Pelican boxes, but I need to replace the lid organizer that's in hers. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but see where it's cracked and it's starting to come off the lid there? So we're going to be replacing it. I got a brand spanking new one right here, but we're going to show you how easy it is to install the lid organizer. And I'm going to show you some of the ways that you can kind of stow it away or stow items in it so that it's ready accessible, but yet it protects it at the same time. So with that being said, let's jump into today's video and show you how to add or replace a lid organizer in the Pelican Air series boxes. All right, so the very first thing that we need to do is get out this old lid organizer here, and to hold this device in, if you will, you can either use a Velcro strip, which the new organizer comes with, or you can use a screw packet. I use the screw packets. There's actually these little tabs in the 4 corners where you just screw a screw right through it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these old ones out. Okay, get that one pulled out there. And it just takes a Phillip head screwdriver. It's nothing really fancy there. Get this one pulled out. Really easy. Put those down. And let's get this one here. Alright, and for this one, this is another thing that you got to think about too with these aftermarket lid organizers. I call them Chinesium. They're really cheap made, and of course the zipper can sometimes get corroded and stuck. So as you can see there, get that one pulled out. This is another reason that we're replacing it for too. That way she can have some new zippers in here. Get this one unscrewed, and I'll show you a better view of what this looks like once we get it off. Pull it out just like that, and now as you can see here, there's these little plugs all throughout where you actually put the screws in there. The lid organizer is nothing more than a piece of plastic backing here with mesh pockets that zip, and here you can kind of see this one's corroded pretty good, and it makes it very difficult to zip and unzip. So we're going to get that replaced for her too. Now, one thing that I do want to state, let me pull you over here really quick. These 2 lid organizers are different. Now, they were made by the exact same company, but they are different. Okay, one, this is a softer mesh material. This is a much harder plastic mesh material. And you'll also notice that the design of the pockets are a little bit different as well, to where I got 3 across the top here, I got 1 long one here on the side, and then 2 smaller pockets on the bottom. This one's pretty well the same design. I got 3 across the top, 1 long one, but this has 1 long one on the bottom as well. So when you purchase these, make sure that you pick the one that's going to work best for you. Typically speaking, in these lid organizers, we like to put our boots, our dive boots, in this long bottom pocket. Unfortunately, on mine, I can't do that, and I believe the new one that I've got for Tessa, my daughter, it's got the 2 pockets like this. So we're kind of resorted to putting our boots back down in the bottom, which is fine because you can put them in your fin pockets, things like that. But you know, think about which design you want whenever you make your purchase. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get this one opened up here. And like I said, they're Chinesium. They're made relatively inexpensive here. I'm not even sure the brand name of these, to be honest with you. But let's see what it looks like once we get it opened. Actually, this one might already be open. I believe it is. Okay. Yep, I believe all the screw packets. Yep, there's our screw packet right there. See if there's a name on it. Just says color case organizer. That's all it says. All right, so we're going to be careful not to cut it. This guy open. And it seems to be plastic inside of plastic inside of plastic. Get that set aside. And we got another bag cut open here. All right. Just a little hole in it. Lost my glasses. Screws out. Very good. Okay. Here's our little screw packet here. Comes with different sets of screws. Also, it comes with a little cap, so once you get your screws put in, you can put those caps on, and it protects it. All right, and so this is basically what it looks like here. As you can see, I got 3 pockets across the top. I've got 1 long pocket over here on the right, and then 2 pockets on the bottom. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and open up these pockets. Make sure the zippers work on them. Okay, so that one works good. That one works. That one works. All right. And that one works. We're going to do the same thing with this one here. Okay. And the bottom 2. Not sure if I got you guys at the right angle, but that's fine. Alright, all that works. So we are actually good and ready to get it installed. Alright guys, so now that we got the lid organizer out, let's go ahead and put it up, see what it's going to look like. Yep, looks just like mine does. Perfect. So we're going to set it down here just temporarily. I'm going to go ahead and open this screw packet up and see what all comes on it. So yeah, you've got your screws and you've got these little cap and washer systems. So the screw goes through the washer system. Once it gets screwed on, you got these little caps that fold over and snap into place. We'll set those aside here. I'm just going to put them down the bottom of the box and get it set up there. Now, one of the things that I personally like to do is, of course, I am going to set these screws one at a time, but I'm not going to screw them all the way down. So I'm going to get one screw set, kind of get it positioned where it needs to be, and then I'll set the other one, and I'll go all the way through all 4 screws before I tighten them down. And the reason is you can't really see these posts once you get the first one up. So you want to make sure that you get everything lined up just right. So once again, all you do is just take your screw, like so. You're going to put it through your little washer and cap system there, and we're going to stick it into the hole here, like so. Go ahead and get that one lined up and started. Just take our screwdriver, and I'm just giving it a little pressure. This one you can actually go ahead and tighten all the way down. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll go ahead and place that cap in just like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and repeat this on these other ones. I'm going to start across the top first here. All right, now that that one's started, I'm going to tighten it all the way down till it stops. That one's good. Now I'm going to go through and double check all these other ones. That one's good there. Put the cap on it. Tighten this one. That one's good and snug. And I've already did that one up there. And as you can see, everything is installed. It's a neat little system. Now let's get it loaded. So there you go, guys. That's how easy it is to replace or to add a lid organizer if you don't have one. And this is a product I would definitely, suggest you looking into, especially if you dive with the Pelican boxes, or even if you don't, if you're using it for camera equipment or whatever. I even have these in my carry-on Pelican cases that we use, but they really come in handy to keep your items perfectly organized to make it ready, accessible, and they're not just kind of laid out everywhere getting in the way. But it's a great product. Now, these are Chinese made. The ones we get come from Amazon. They're dirt cheap basically. However, I do want to make a disclaimer. Pelican does make lid organizers for their boxes. Unfortunately, they don't make them for every box they have, and they don't make them for all the Air series as well. So sometimes you do have to buy the cheap Chinese made ones on Amazon, which is where I get mine from. And I usually get about 2 to 3 years use out of it. As much as we use our stuff, I'll get 2 to 3 years use out of it, and then we just simply replace them. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, or you want the link for these, I will put the link down below. No, we are not Amazon affiliates. We don't make a dime off of it, but it is the ones that I personally get, and it's for the Pelican Air 16-15 cases, but you can get them for pretty much any size they got. And like I said, if you do happen to have a case that Pelican does make a lid organizer for, definitely use that one. The one that I use in my 1650 case, which is a protector series, Pelican actually makes the lid organizers for them, and that's what I use. But these are just cheap Chinese knockoffs, so keep that in mind when you get them. But yeah, they're great. I think you'll enjoy them too. But let me know down in the comment section below, do you use a lid organizer? And if you don't, why don't you use it? Because personally, I like keeping my stuff well organized. But that's going to do it for today's video. Definitely stay tuned, because our very next video, I'm going to show you these 2 cases packed full of about 4 sets of dive gear that I personally have to have on my trip in the next 3 days. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you in the next one.